Hi everyone, I'm Sean and this is Advent of Code 2020, Day 1, Part 2. Let's get into it. Alright, so continue to Part 2. Okay, Part 2. The elves in accounting are thankful for your help. One of them offers you a starfish coin they had left over from their past vacation. They offer you a second one if you can find 3 numbers in your expense report that meet the same criteria. Using the above example again, the 3 entries that sum to 2020 are 979, 366, and 675. Okay, so we want 3 numbers out of that list that equal 2020. Multiplying them together produces the answer, okay, 241861950. In the expense report, what is the product of the 3 entries that sum to 2020? Okay, all right, let's just, let me save this real quick. Day 1, Part 1. C, D1, Part 1. So what we'll do is we'll start with this. I want to save my progress with everything, so move this to Part 2. Alright, so in Part 1 we basically just have 2 values. Now we need 3 values, so we'll just expand upon that. We'll start with what we have here and we'll just go from there. So we get value 1, we set the index, we go into the second loop to get value 2, we check that it doesn't match, that index 1 does not equal index 2, otherwise we'll just continue on to the next one. Alright, so right there looks like that's where we want to add a, yes, that's where we want to add another for each loop. That's what I'm going to do, because that's the easiest thing to do. Alright, so for each, and we'll say string, and we'll call this line 3, because that's what we did up there, input. Now, there's probably a million other ways you can do this to make it a little bit more elegant, but I'm just doing whatever's quickest, because I don't need it to be fancy, I just need it to work. Alright, so let's do the same thing too. Let's we're going to need to keep track of the index, and we'll compare index 2 with index 3 before we move on in this one, because that makes sense. Alright, so int value 3 equals convert. I'm just doing the same thing that I did in all these other loops. I'm converting the string into an integer so that I can work with it. Line 3. Okay, so now I want to say if index 2 does not equal index 3, then we can proceed. If it does equal it, then we want to get the next number. We don't want to compare the same index in the list, because that just doesn't help us. Okay, so if value 1 plus value 2 plus value 3 equals 2020, then move on. Plus, and I'll just do that. And times value 3. Now it doesn't specify anything about an order, but obviously if it did, that would make a big difference in the order that you times them together, but it doesn't, so we'll leave it at that. We'll do value 1, value 2, value 3. And then that equals our output. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all we need. We're not going to do this number though. What we'll do is we'll go back to the sample we have here. File save as. I think I'd already started one. Part 2. We'll save it there. Yes, replace it because I don't know what's in it. Let's see. Alright, 214. Let's see if we got the same answer. 241861950. All right, so we got the same result here. Let's do it with the actual code here. Notepad. Save it over. Run it. Okay, so this is the answer I got. Moment of truth. Did I do it right? Yes. That's the right answer. You are 1 gold star closer to saving your vacation. Okay, you have completed day 1. All right, there we go. Day 1's done. I don't think day 1 is actually worth any points because they had a glitch, so I might just post this one right away. Day 2, I'll wait until it is closed before I'll wait until day 3 puzzle is up before I post day 2 at the very least, just because, like I said, I don't want to spoil it for anyone. I don't want to give them the answer, but it is something fun if you're interested in looking at it. All right, thanks.